Hey, what's up, guys? It's Curt with Roundbox Fitness, Seattle personal trainer and founder of Roundbox Fitness. So today I want to go over a topic I've been kind of hitting on social media, is HIIT without hurt. So this is done a lot, especially in your commercial fitness, group exercise classes, boot camp, and even personal training. So high intensity interval training is very effective and it's very efficient. So it's no wonder why it's so popular and it's really catching on, which is great. I'm a huge supporter and believer in this. So when I say HIIT without hurt, that is not totally trashing what is conventionally done out there. Like at these great pictures of these people doing some really cool full body athletic movements. So this is absolutely effective and this is great, but there are times where this is not recommended. So what I'm going to do is kind of break down what those situations are and, where we run into them and how we deal with them. So typically the type of clients and athletes we get into our studio are looking for something customized, partly because we are personal training. So usually with that name in mind, people are looking for something different, something customized to fit around their specific needs. So we help out because a lot of different populations, but it tends to be either competitive athletes or busy executives. So in a very strange way, what I've learned over time is there's a lot of similarities between those two populations. So with competitive athletes, you're going to see a lot of overuse, and that's just par for the course. When you're in your sport, practicing at your sport to be better, 5 to 7 days a week, certain areas are going to be overused and certain areas are going to be underused. So with that, we're going to have some structural issues and often aches and pains. So with all those things in mind, when I'm creating a program and having them go through a workout that we really do want to crank up the intensity, we have to be very mindful of those issues that I just talked about. So the correlation with busy executives is kind of interesting because maybe they're not in a sport or as active as our athletes, you're going to see similar problems. So whether it's from previous patterns or just being dormant, we see the same problem areas: low back, hips, and shoulders. So if there is lack of range of motions, aches and pains, or even worse, injury, and I need to give them intensity and a hard workout, to help them with their goals, once again, I have to be very aware of those problem areas. In other words, how do I get them working hard without making those problems worse? And better yet, how do we get them working hard and actually helping with those problems? So the Coreblades have been such a great tool to help with these situations. So what we teach with the Coreblades are full body, athletic and flowing and elastic ranges of motion. So when we have these big elastic ranges of motion, we're teaching the body to stretch out and decelerate different levels of force using the muscle and the connective tissue. So what does that mean in plain English? I'm getting the heart rate up with these full body movements, and we're teaching the muscle and tendons to slow down the force created by those movements in a controlled manner. So as the name implies, with the Coreblades, we try and use the core as your prime accelerator and decelerator. So in short, the core starts the movement and the core ends the movement. So the power comes from the core and we decelerate with the core. So with a lot of the movements, we do try and teach these big extended ranges, but they are in control, because whenever we extend past the midline or past your planes of motion, that is when the core kicks in to help out. So little different than some exercises, we're not really isolating one area, and when you're using bigger athletic movements, especially at speed, you do want that core front and center to help out and be that base of power, that foundation. So when you're able to do that in a skillful manner, we can deal with high levels of force safely in an elastic and athletic manner. That system has served us very well. So if we have somebody with limited range of motion or aches and pains, we can start helping address that with slow and flowing movements. And once those problems are getting better and that clears up, we can start adding more speed and force. What I love about these movements is they're very scalable. So what we typically do is we start with very lightweight. We have even less than 1 pound, and we have the 3 pounds. So we start teaching rhythm and timing. We see where their pain-free ranges of motion are. Once we establish that, then we can start adding intensity via range of motion and speed and force. So the design of the equipment and the programming and movements we have in place. It gives us a lot of opportunity to help a lot of different people at different abilities and different levels. You know, with the free-flowing nature of the movements, we can target almost any area and any movement we need to, creating a truly customized and effective workout and program routine for anybody trying to get better at their sport or just improve their fitness. So as always, if you live in Seattle and want to train with us, or if you live anywhere and want to play with our cool toys and do some cool movements and workouts, my contact information is below. Hopefully that helped, and I will talk to you guys soon.